This is the Kiev, one of the early access destroyers in the Order and Discipline campaign. You can see it's a Tier 6 Soviet destroyer, and I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at the ship and the commander setup. But first, let's see what the stats look like on the ship without any setups whatsoever. Survivability is 12,000. Artillery is 9.8 kilometers. Reload time is 7.5 seconds. Torpedoes are pretty important. 100-second reload time. Wow, that's kind of a long reload time. Maximum damage is 14,400, which is decent. Torpedo range is 6 kilometers. Okay, they'll probably be upgraded a little bit. The torpedo speed is 60 knots. I'm hoping that will be upgraded as well. And AA defenses, here they are. Okay, maneuverability, that's another big one. 38 knots is pretty darn good. Rudder shift time at 6.7 seconds. I think needs a little bit of help. Concealment at 86 is terrible. 7.5 kilometers. So I'm hoping the upgrades will kind of accommodate that a little bit. So let's take a look at the upgrades. First upgrade is Aiming Systems Mod 1. Let's go ahead and buy that. Second upgrade is Steering Gears Mod 2 with that kind of very long rudder shift time. Okay. Third is we're going to do the concealment because the base concealment was so atrocious at 7.5 kilometers. This should help a little bit. And now we're going to do the rest of the default upgrades here. Targeting System Mod 2. Firing range increases 10% out to 10.8 kilometers. All right. The next one will be the torpedoes. You can see the reload time is decreased by 20 seconds. That is awesome. Maximum damage increases to 15,100. That is awesome. Torpedo range goes up to 8 kilometers. That is great. Torpedo speed goes up to 65 knots. That is awesome. Okay, so then the last upgrade here is the Kiev Hull B. 1.8 million credits for 1,500 hit point increase. And rudder shift time goes down to 3.8 seconds. Look at that. That really helps the rudder shift time. You do get an extra secondary gun and you get another AA gun mount. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, so let's look at the loadout. You can see the ammunition is kind of standard with high explosive shells, armor piercing shells, and the torpedoes that we talked about. Let's look at the consumables. Damage control party, basic consumable there. Repair party, HP per second 67. Consumable duration 28 seconds. Reload time 180. And you get 2 consumables. The engine boost consumable gives you a maximum speed increase of 8%. Consumable duration is 2 minutes and the reload time is 3 minutes. Okay, let's look at a smoke generator. Consumable duration is 20 seconds. I think this is how long it takes the smoke to deploy. The dispersion time is 85 seconds, so you'll be able to stay in the smoke for 85 seconds, and then it takes 4 minutes for the reload time, and you have 2 of those consumables. We don't have any boosters set up at the moment. As for the camo, I did create a permanent Primordial Annihilator camo, a premium permanent camouflage. C detectability range and incoming fire dispersion is 4.5%. You can see it is maxed out. We're going to go ahead and set that up, and now we're going to see what this does to the overall stats of the boat. Survivability hit points goes up to 13,500. Artillery maximum range is 10.8 kilometers. Looks like you have 6 guns, 130 millimeter. Reload time is 7.5 seconds. Shell damage is 1900 for HE at an 8% chance of setting fire, and the AP shell damage is 2500. Torpedoes, you're down to 80 seconds for reload time. Maximum damage is 15,100. Torpedo range is 8 kilometers, and the torpedo speed is 65 knots. That is a pretty good upgrade there. Here are your AA defensive numbers. Maneuverability, 38 knots, and rudder shift time is down to 3.8 seconds as we saw. So let's see what the concealment did. We're down to 6.5 kilometers. That is without the commander setup, so we'll be taking a look at that in a second. And here's your armor. You can see you really don't want to get hit. You've got really thin armor. But if you remove the armor, you see there's a little area here that's kind of like a citadel. Destroyers, I believe, are not really supposed to have a citadel, but here you go. This is looks like that is the thickest part of the ship. So that should, well, it won't hurt, but still, you do not want to get hit in this thing. Overview, sure shot, shells with good ballistic trajectory, maintain velocity, making aiming easier. That is awesome. Fast, above average maximum movement speed, and 38 knots certainly kind of goes along with that, especially when you put the epic battle booster on. That should give you a pretty good increase there. But it is frail and below average base HP rating. The Kiev was a design for the destroyer flotilla leader created under the Big Fleet program Project 48. The ship was developed from the first Soviet Leningrad-class destroyer leaders. Among ships of the same type, she boasted powerful armament and a very high speed. Year of design was 1939, and it looks like there were no ships in the series, so it's a good thing that we've got it here in the game. Okay, so now let's set up the commander, and the commander is Anton Gurin. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. You can see I have him ranked all the way up to 14.2 now, and his base trait is Stabber. It increases the armor piercing capabilities of your destroyer shells. And for the inspirations, I'm doing a double concealment configuration here with Eric Bay. Shifty increases the concealment of your destroyer, and Jerzy Swirsky, hide and seek, increases the ship concealment rating. So I'm trying to get maximum concealment out of this setup. Here you can see for the first skill I've selected Contact is Imminent. It increases the travel speed of your torpedoes. And here we have Look at Me Now for the second skill, and it increases the ship concealment rating. You can see it is maxed out, and that's because we have Legendary 2. This gets the best concealment that this destroyer will get with the double concealment of Jerzy Swirsky and Eric Bay. So we're doing the best we can to conceal the destroyer. We'll take a look at what this does after we go through the commander setup. The third skill is back in stock. This is reduce the torpedo launcher reload time. So we're getting the quickest torpedo reloads that we can. You can see there's a 3/4 pi. It will get maxed out at Legendary rank 3. The fourth skill is Smoke on the Water. Increases the smoke screen deployment time as well as its dispersion time. The legendary skill, as I said, he's ranked up to 14.2, and 2 is the legendary rank. And I've got Unstoppable. It reduces the engine repair time, and it gains a reduced mobility with a disabled engine and our rudder. This skill gives you a little bit of movement when your engine is conked out. Without this skill, you will be dead in the water. The range to the enemy to activate the special effect is 4.5 kilometers. Upgrade to Legendary rank 3 will increase this to 6 kilometers. Okay, so let's go back and look at the stats and see what the upgrades of the ship and the commander, the final tally, did. And here the firing range is 10.8 kilometers, still a 7.5 second reload time. Torpedoes down to 75 seconds. That is pretty darn good after everything is set up. Still 15,000 maximum damage with an 8 kilometer range and 69 knot speed. Maneuverability has not changed. Concealment though is 5.6 kilometers, and this is going to be the best you're going to be able to do with this setup. The only way you can get a better concealment is to max out Jerzy Swirsky and Eric Bay to rank 16 Legendary 4. Okay, so that's it for the setup of the ship and the commander. Let's go out in a standard battle and see if we can get some highlights.
Okay, we're in standard, we're in Tears of the Desert, and I gotta say I'm kind of liking the Soviet destroyers with their much improved torpedoes. I'm taking a look at both sides here. Trying to see if I can remember which of the ships have radar and which don't. The Wichita definitely does. The Myoko may. And I don't think any of those battleships have radar. So for sure the Wichita, so I have to be careful of that during the match. And I'm really kind of bummed out about the 5.6 kilometer concealment, but it is the best you could do. Like I said, unless you rank up Jerzy Swirsky and Eric Bay to the maximum. To go to Legendary 3, you need 7 commendations, and to go to Legendary 4, you need 15. So I'm not really sure if any of my commanders will ever meet Legendary rank 4. I've got a bunch of commanders up to Legendary 3, but none have made Legendary 4 because of the 15 commendations that you need. But for this match, I'm going to head over to sea and see if I can sort of spot for my team and, you know, look to see if I could inflict some damage on any of these battleships. There are 4 battleships in the game, 2 cruisers and 3 destroyers. So we have to be on guard for that. But I will say I am mostly looking to wreak some havoc on some battleships. So C is not being captured yet, and I kind of look for the flag that I'm going toward to start being captured. That'll tell me that there's a destroyer in there. And there's one of the destroyers, but he's looking like he's being whittled away pretty good, so he may not be around there. Yeah, he's really essentially going to be gone here. And the Iowa, this is not really a great angle for me, and there is another ship in the area. I don't really see anybody. There he is, 4.9 kilometers away. The Black Swia, that's how I'm pronouncing it these days. I am trying to take some pot shots at him, but I'm basically backing off and getting out of here. I did pop my smoke. Okay, so here's the first problem I got with the Kiev. Is the other 2 Soviet destroyers that I've been playing recently. The up button on the D-pad is a smoke, but in this case it's reversed and the smoke is really the down button. So when I instinctively hit the up button, it was for the heal, not the smoke. So you got to watch out for that, but this is sort of like my problem, and I've noticed this on other ships throughout the game. You really do have to be paying attention. You can't assume that up is always a smoke or whatever. And here you see these torpedoes are going. Looked like they were going to get that destroyer, but yeah, complete miss. And there's the Wichita. So as luck would have it, the radar cruiser is on my side of the map, and that is, well, I'm not thrilled about that, and I'm going to book on out of here. I've got those torpedoes in the water. Maybe I can get a lucky hit. So these torpedoes look like they're going to be on target for the Wichita if he is still there. But I'm suspecting that he backed up. He was actually bow on to the way the torpedoes are traveling, so he could easily avoid them. Looks like we got nothing, but torpedoes are reloaded, and there's this Iowa. I don't think he's really going to be aware of me. I'm thinking this should be some massive hits over here. So we send 5 torpedoes that way. The Iowa is over there for sure. And I'm just going to sit here and wait. You see the other torpedo tube is is reloaded already, and we did get a hit, but I'm not sure if it's on the Iowa or I believe that's the Wichita right there. So I am going to go behind this island. And okay, so there is a North Carolina right here. He is, looks like he's traveling toward the Iowa and the Wichita, but as you'll see in a minute, maybe he wasn't, or he did a 180 and turned around a little bit too quickly. So there is the radar from the Wichita, I believe. Since I'm on the other side of the island, he can't really see me, so that is all good. And there you see the Iowa has a little bit of a gap right there. Intercept point is not good. I did get another hit. I believe it was on that North Carolina. It was on the North Carolina. There's only 4 torpedoes left right there. So I am coming around this island, and all of a sudden you're going to see that I am spotted, and I'm not really sure how this North Carolina turned around so quick like that, but apparently it did. So I'm waiting for the angle of the torpedoes to not be bow on and more of a better broadside angle. And there's 10 torpedoes going at the North Carolina, and it is not going to be around very much longer. So there is 3 torpedoes hit and a destruction. That is awesome. I'm up to 48,000 damage, 5 torpedo hits. And there the Wichita somehow got a lucky blind shot on me. I definitely was not being spotted, and he just somehow got the luckiest shot in the world. And I am just going to get out of there. I'm not going to stay and let him try to get me again. I'm going to go over here by this Iowa and try to finish him off. So he's got, you know, almost half his health, a little less than half his health, but looks like he is trying to shoot the gap right here. So this looks like a great opportunity for these torpedoes. At 69 knots, they are pretty fast. So you can see the torpedo tubes are reloaded already, and that is just great. So with the enhancements, the upgrades to the torpedoes on the ship and the commander, the torpedoes are reloading pretty quickly. So this is a pretty stout torpedo boat. So here you see I take both shots. I launch both tubes at the Iowa, and he can't really back up that quickly, I wouldn't think. So if the first set miss him, hopefully I waited long enough to get him with the second set. And there you see he is backing up, but it looks like the second set of torpedoes is going to nail him. And there, 2 hits and a destruction, 60,000 damage, 7 torpedo hits, 2 destroyed ships. That is a pretty good result for the Kiev. It's my best match so far in the ship. Haven't really played the ship all that much. This is probably the 4th or 5th match I've had with the ship. And the torpedoes are reloaded already. So now I'm just kind of looking around for the Wichita, and we are way ahead. So on one hand, don't push it and we're going to win an easy match. On the other hand, I really would like to get a destroyed ship, a 3rd destroyed ship here. So since he's moving away from me, I did decide to try to hit him with my main guns.
Engine boost deactivated.
And it was a strategic
Problem solved, sir.
beaching so I could hide behind the island here, and I am out of detection range of the Wichita. So my teammate is telling me to turn around and retreat. I am thinking about going over to sea and see if I could capture it, and then go and try to get the Wichita if he is still around. Someone, my teammate, apparently just shot at me because I was moving away, so not sure what's up with that. Maybe they're a fan of the channel, I don't know, but I'm fairly certain that that hit was from my teammate right there. So there you go. Always nice to meet a new fan.
Our victory is in sight.
Looks like the Wichita is coming back over here, and it doesn't really look like he's going to be around very much longer. So I decided to back up and not capture C, but back up and see if I could get an easy pickings kill here. He is right at the extreme edge of my range, and you see the island was in the way. He gets destroyed anyway, but we do win the match. So victory, 236,000 credits, 61,000 damage, 7 torpedo hits, 2 destroyed ships, 6 floodings. Let's look at the team result. Came in 5th place. With 2 destroyed ships, we made 128,000. Well, that's it for the Kiev. It's a great ship with great torpedoes. The alternate Soviet destroyer line comes through again. If you're looking for some good torpedo action, you might want to check these boats out. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.